Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Go, Jayam Vishnuvan Paramahamsa Bhakacharya Ashtadharjadashi Srimad His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Tri Dandi Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Bhatita Pavana Savior of the Fallen Souls Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Srila Prabhupada flooding the whole universe with an ocean of ecstatic Krishna Prema Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnuvan Vanamahamsa Bhakacharya Ashtadharjadashi Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Paramsa Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Gopinath Shamakun Radhakun Giri Govardhan Ki Jai Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Mayapur Dham Ki Jai Navadip Dham Ki Jai Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai Ganga Mai Ki Jai Jamana Mai Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Tulsi Devi Ki Jai Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Gaura Premananda All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Shamaniti Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gordabani Pacharine Nivishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tadine. So today we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 4, Ambarish Maharaj offended by Durvasa Muni. Text number 23 and 24. We have 24 on the board, so I'm just going to read 23 and then we will responsibly chant text 24. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Yasakatushu Girvanai Sadasha Vitvijodana Tuyarupashtani Misha Vyadish Yamdasivasava. In the sacrifice arranged by Maharaj Ambarish, the members of the assembly and the priests, especially Huta, Udgata, Brahma, and Advaryo, were gorgeously dressed, and they all looked exactly like demigods. They eagerly saw to the proper performance of the yajna. Now text 24. Svarga na paratita yashya manujai amara Priya Shrinvadhi Upayagadhi Uttama Shloka Cheshtitam Svargona Prartito Yashya Manujai Ramara Priya Shrinvadbhir Upagayadbhir Uttama Shloka Cheshtitam Svargana Prartito Yashya Manujaya Ramara Priya Shrinvadbir upagayadbir Uttama shloka chestitam Svargo naprartito yashya Manujaya ramarapriya Shrinvadbir upagayadbir Uttama shloka chestitam Svagona partita yashya Anujaya ramarapriya Shrinvadir bagayadhir Uttama shloka chestitam Svagona partita yashya Manujaya ramarapriya Shrinvadbir upagayadbir Uttama shloka chestitam. Ladies, Svargona prartito yashya Manujaya ramarapriya Shrinvadbir upagayadbir Uttama shloka chestitam Svagona partito yashya Manujaya ramarapriya Shrinvadbir upagayadbir Uttama shloka chestitam. Svarga, life in the heavenly planets. No, not prartita, a subject for aspiration. Yashya, of whom? Ambarish Maharaj. Manujai, by the citizens. Amarapriya, very dear even to the demigods. Shrinvadbhi, who were accustomed to hear. Upagayadbhi, and accustomed to chant. Uttama shloka, of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Chestitam, about the glorious activities. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Om Vishnupad Padamahamsa Parivajakacarya Astatarajadashi Srimad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Tri Dandi Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada. The citizens of the state of Maharaj Ambarish were accustomed to chanting and hearing about the glorious activities of the personality of Godhead. Thus they never aspired to be elevated to the heavenly planets, which were extremely dear even to the demigods. Purport. A pure devotee who has been trained in the practice of chanting and hearing the holy name of the Lord in His fame, qualities, form, paraphernalia, and so on, is never interested in elevation to the heavenly planets, even though such places are extremely dear even to the demigods. Narayana parasarve na kushchana bibyati Svagap Parvarganarakesh Papitu Yarta Darshinaha. Devotees solely engaged in the devotional service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayan, never fear any condition of life. The heavenly planets, liberation, and the hellish planets are all the same to a devotee. Bhagavatam 6:17-28. A devotee is always situated in the spiritual world. Therefore, he does not desire anything. He is known as a calm or desireless, because he has nothing to desire except to render transcendental loving service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because Maharaj Ambarish was the most exalted devotee of the Lord, he trained his subjects in such a way that the citizens in his state were not interested in anything material, including even the happiness of the heavenly planets. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jata Bhadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatan Vidam Dam Sajivam Sadaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Svaminiti Namine Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatcha Deshatarine Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Nabhigate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinatarvinam. This is a very, very instructive verse. Extremely instructive verse. It's telling us that actually all you need is pure devotional service. Prabhupada one time told us, he said, heaven is nothing for us. We are living in Vaikuntha. You see? We're already, if you enter into this mood of pure bhakti, you're already back to Godhead. You don't have to wait to go back to Godhead. You're already, especially in Mayapur, you're already back to Godhead. But anywhere you may be in this material world, if you're fully engaged, purely and fully engaged in the devotional service, you're already back to home, back to Godhead. It's confirmed by this verse. They don't care anything for liberation. Hellish planets or the heavenly planets, they're all the same for a devotee. Of course, that's the pure devotee, right? For us, devotees who are not pure yet, we're still thinking, we got to have this, we got to have that, we got to have this, we got to have that. Well, kick it out. We have to kick it out with boot. All these material desires, we have subtle desires, gross desires. We're doing nothing but cheating ourselves by these rascal material desires. You see? Cheating. I mean, why would you cheat yourself? Does it make sense? But we're doing it. We're stupidly doing it. So we have to learn from this verse. how to actually kick out all material desires and have one desire only. And that is to please my spiritual master and Krishna with my every thought, my every word, my every deed, in all times, places, and circumstances. Is it possible? Sure. Of course it's possible. We can all become pure devotees. Actually, Prabhupada directly ordered me. He said, now you become qualified to see Krishna face to face. Well, I'm not there yet, but I'm working on it. 47 years I'm working on that one, you see. But the thing is, if you stick to this process, day in, day out, at every minute, if you say, okay, mind, come back to Krishna, you little rascal. Come on. Come on back, you little rascal. You see. Keep bringing it back. Yato yato nischalati mannaschantalamastaram tatastato nayamyatat atmanyabhisham yaya. From whatever and wherever the mind wanders due to its flickering and unsteady nature, one must certainly withdraw it and bring it back under the control of the self. That's it. This process works. It really does. If you take this process seriously and sincerely and steadily and dedicatedly, never giving it up, you'll actually become resituated in your eternal relationship with Krishna. We people are not of this material world. We all know that. We're actually all residents of the spiritual world. Each one of us has an eternal relationship with Krishna in any one of 5 primary rasas. So what are we doing? Misidentifiting with this gross lump. It's stupid. It's really stupid to do that. We have to embrace pure bhakti as our only business. Doesn't matter if you're a brahmachari, a householder, a man, a woman, a sannyasi, a vanaprastha, whatever you may be. Every one of us must seriously embrace this process of awakening that eternal relationship with Krishna as his servant. You see, not that we jump to our rasa. Well, I'd like to be a gopi. No, don't jump thinking what you would like to be. Prabhupada had nipped that. We had, when the Chaitanya Charitamrita came out, there was all these intimate things about Krishna and the gopis and Radharani. So a group of devotees in Los Angeles, they formed what was called the Gopi Bhava Club. They would get together and just talk about Gopi Bhava. They would go to Tulsi worship and they would skip Mangalarti. That was too mundane. Worshipping the Guru was too mundane. Just Tulsi, So Prabhupada was taking his breakfast there in Los Angeles. And Pradyumna walks in to give the report to Prabhupada about this Gopi Bhava Club. Prabhupada had a piece of fruit in his hand. He was getting ready to put it in his mouth. And it never made it to his mouth. He heard about that club. He put the fruit down. He said, call the leader of that group here right now. And Prabhupada, there's actually a tape. You can hear the tape. It's a recording. Prabhupada smashed. He said, first deserve, then desire. And he said, the leader of that group blooped immediately. He never came back. Now he writes crazy things on the internet. But we really have to just be sold out servant. Krishna, whatever you want me to do. I'm not demanding that I be this or by the ad or I have to have this. No, that's not pure bhakti. Pure bhakti is Krishna, however you want me to serve you, even if you want me to stay in this material world forever for preaching work, I don't care. Whatever you want me to do for all of eternity, I fully belong to you. Do with me as you like. As Prabhupada said, now I'm your puppet. Make me dance, make me dance, make me dance as you like, you see. As soon as we take this mood of being totally sold out to Guru and Krishna, what happens? Krishna becomes our personal property. Nothing to possess except Krishna, you see. Krishna becomes the sold out servant of those who become his sold out servant. So we can only read about it right now. We're not experiencing that yet. But in the perfectional stage, Krishna becomes even our equal, or even our subordinate. Like Mother Jasoda chastising Krishna. He very much likes to enter into these kind of relationships with his devotees, but only his pure devotees, you see. We simply have to hanker to be the pure devotees of Krishna. That was our perfection. That will liberate us from all anxieties. We have so many anxieties. the mind, the body, other living entities, the demigods, the governments, so many anxieties that are torturing us, isn't it? Aren't you being tortured by so many anxieties? Well, we can kick them all out. Can kick them all out. Anxiety, go. You don't belong here, you see. Get out, don't you ever, Mr. Anxiety, get out, don't you ever come back, you see. Now I have one business only, and that is to please my beloved spiritual master in Krishna. Oh, my Guru, one could ask, why not just Krishna? That was my foolishness when I first moved into the ashram as a guest, not as a surrendered devotee. I came in regularly as a guest. Vishnujan Swami allowed me to come in as a guest. But I was thinking, I'll just be a devotee of Krishna. I won't surrender to the Guru. That means you got to really surrender. I wasn't going to do that. They kept saying, well, they called me Steve Prabhu because I'd done 10 BTGs. They gave me the title Prabhu from 10 BTGs one day. They said, Steve Prabhu, you really have to surrender because, you know, you're supposed to be a disciple, not just be a devotee of Krishna. And I was thinking, no. And they showed me in the Bhagavad Gita, Tadvini Pradipatena Pariprashnena Sevaya. You have to surrender to the spiritual master. Was I defeated? Yes. Was I going to do it? No. No way. I was a holdout. But then one day an amazing thing happened. We were out on Harinam. And some DJ from a radio station, he walks up to us, he hands us this album, the Radha Krishna Temple album. He thought it was too spiritual to play on his show, so he thought those Hare Krishna guys would probably like this. So he handed us, we didn't even know the record had been produced. The Radha Krishna Temple album. The first cut, we all know that. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaha. It's the first cut. The second cut, Samsaradava Naladida Loka Tranaya Karyunya Gana Ganarvam Praptasya Kalyana Gunanavasya Vande Guroshi Charanadavindam. So anyway, my service was to vacuum the temple room rug every morning. And we were playing that record a lot. It was the days before cassettes, the days before MP3. It was 33 1/3 vinyl. That was the medium in those days for hearing. So we had our record player. We kept that. We were really relishing that record a lot. Oh, George Harrison. Wow. Amazing. So I was vacuuming the temple room rug. And I was hearing the second cut. Samsaradava Nalalila Loka. And I was tuning into the vibes, you know, the vibes coming from the hearts. The voices of the devotees were actually expressing their hearts. And that expression of love they had for Prabhupada was truly amazing. We had known about loving your dog, or loving a guitar, or loving your country, or, you know, loving a hamburger, or whatever. But this was a whole new type of loving the spiritual master, loving Prabhupada. This was something totally different. And as I heard them singing, I could tune into their feelings, actually. Krishna somehow pulled a curtain back. I was able to tune into their feelings. How amazing. That love, that feelings of love for Prabhupada was beyond anything I'd ever known and experienced in my whole life. It was so sweet. It was so wonderful. It was so inconceivably sublime. I just started relishing that feeling of love for Prabhupada by tuning into their feelings of love for Prabhupada. And the tears just came streaming down my face. And I was thinking, wouldn't it be beautiful if I gave my life to Prabhupada? And that was it. When can I get initiated? So the fact is, this Krishna consciousness elevates you into a whole other realm of love, you see. In the material world, there is no love. It's simply lust. I love you. Psh, what a bunch of hype. I love you. I want to exploit you. I love you. Simply hype, you see. But here was a love that had no tinge of lust. A love that had no tinge of exploitation. one of total giving to the beloved, you see. Total giving. And it was amazing. It's truly amazing. So then we headed out for LA and to get to see Prabhupada for the first time in San Francisco. It's really amazing at I had never seen him, just heard about him. We all went to the San Francisco airport, about 300 of us, fired up, kirtan. And in those days there was no security. You could go right up to the jet bridge. So somehow the Prabhupada came off the last. All these karmis were coming off. And they come into a corridor of jumping and singing devotees. They're walking, it was like a hallway and on two walls of jumping devotees, and they were like really amazed. Of course it was San Francisco, the hippie movement, so they were used to weird things in San Francisco. That they were really amazed. Wow, what's going on here, And finally Prabhupada came, he emerged. He was so short, but he was so tall at the same time. He was the biggest person, Jagat Guru, the biggest person in the whole universe. But physically, very short. And there he was. We got to see Prabhupada for the first time. We all hit the floor. And then the devotees did an amazing thing. They must have read somewhere about, I don't know where they read it, but they made a trail of yogurt through the airport. They put yogurt on the floor, and Prabhupada walked through a trail of yogurt all the way through the terminal. I don't know what the authorities thought about a trail of yogurt all through the terminal, but no one complained. We got away with it. And then we were all set. Prabhupada's come out to where the cars come up, but there was no car. There's some photographs of this. It's an amazing pastime. Prabhupada is standing like a patient gentleman. He didn't say, "Where's my car?" He just stood there patiently. There's photos of this. Prabhupada's standing there patiently waiting for his ride, and there's 300 devotees surrounding him, all just, oh, we're seeing Prabhupada. And finally, and devotees from Texas were so stupid, we had a car. And we thought, let's get to the Rath, Prabhupada's going straight to the Ratha Yatra site. We thought, let's be there at the Ratha Yatra site so we can greet Prabhupada when he arrives at the Ratha Yatra site. We drove away, left Prabhupada standing there. I can't imagine how stupid I wasn't the one who did it, but I went along for the ride. But can you imagine how stupid we were? Prabhupada is standing there waiting for a ride. We have a car and we drive off. We really missed an opportunity for that one. But I still hadn't heard Prabhupada speak any words yet. I just seen him. Of course the tapes, but never to actually hear the words from his mouth. That's a very special thing, is that we pray, my only desire is to have my consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus mouth. So finally he got to the Ratha Yatra site. There in Jayananda done a beautiful job, the Ratha Yatra carts there in Golden Gate Park. So Prabhupada gets up on Subhadra Devi's cart, the third one in the line. And there's a huge crowd. All the Haight-Ashbury hippie scene was still going on to some extent. So all the hippies had come out for a festival of the Hare Krishnas. And you have a huge, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of hippies there with the devotees. So Prabhupada gave a very amazing lecture, very amazing. And the very first word that came out of his mouth was Jagannath. He said, Jagannatha Shami, Nayana Padagami Bhavatume. Lord Jagannath, please come to my vision. He gave the most amazing lecture, which you can hear. The MP3 is there. This was the amazing thing. He said, you have all seen God, because Krishna says, I'm the light of the sun and the moon. You have all seen God, he told it. So it's a very wonderful lecture. So in this way, by associating with Srila Prabhupada, associating with the followers of Prabhupada, we learn that we have to stop this stupid, ridiculous thing called sense gratification. Because it's doing nothing but causing us untold miseries, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. The pure devotee, His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, was sent by Krishna to spark off a global spiritual revolution. it's still very small. If you consider the, of course, it's much bigger than it used to be. I came to Mayapur late. In 1980, there was only 2 buildings in Mayapur then. 2 buildings. Because it's certainly expanding, but if you consider all what's out there outside of Mayapur, it's, it's just a little tiny drop in the bucket right now. Prabhupada told us in Los Angeles he wants us to make a revolution. He wants us to be in a position where we can guide all the world leaders how to implement Vaishnava principles in their countries. You can imagine. You see? It's quite a duty Prabhupada has given us. So how are we going to pull that off? Is described in today's verse. This great king Maharaj Ambarish, he had so nicely trained his citizens. They are simply interested in hearing and chanting. It's described here in the shloka, or the purport, how they, where is it here? It states there, he trained his subjects in such a way that the citizens of his state were not interested in anything material. So Prabhupada wants us to train all the world leaders how to train their citizens like this. This is the duty we have. We are meant to Krishnaize the entire planet, you see. So, how can we do that? There's some amazing purports by Prabhupada. He explains that if one becomes a pure chanter of the holy name, by his influence, the whole world will chant Hare Krishna. So I can understand, I must be really contaminated, you see. Because I'm not inspiring hardly anyone to chant Hare Krishna, maybe a few, you see. But the potential is there that we can make the whole world Krishna conscious. The difficulty is our own impurities, our anarchas. We're holding on to our anarchas. That's the difficulty. Prabhupada confirms that we can simply kick out all of that dirt, we can attract the whole world to chant Hare Krishna. So in this regard, there's a very nice translation that Srila Prabhupada gives in our Nrsimha prayers. We were singing it this morning again and again, and I was really relishing it. Bahir Nasinga, Hridaye Nasinga. The kirtan leader kept repeating it again and again. Bahir Nasinga, Hridaye Nasinga. Bahir Nasinga, Hridaye Nasinga. Literally, it just means Nrsimha without, Nrsimha within. Literally. But Prabhupada gives his purport for what that means, actually, and it's a very deep and powerful purport. May Lord Nrsimhadev dwell within my heart, killing all my bad propensities, so that my mind becomes completely clean, my heart becomes completely clean, and I can bring peace to the entire world. We're actually praying to Lord Nrsimhadev, please make me totally pure within, and please now empower me that I can make this whole world Krishna conscious. Please empower me that I can be your pure devotee, and can make this world Krishna conscious. You see? So this cultivation of pure bhakti is absolutely ecstatic because it liberates one from all anxieties and it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. So every one of us should be seriously cultivating the mood of pure devotional service, begging Krishna, my dear Krishna, my dear Radharani, please, please, please pull me out of this dark well of material sense gratification. Please bring me to this realm of pure devotional service. So we have a special prayer for that. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We're supposed to chant it how much? Kirtaniya Siddhahari, 24 hours a day. That's how much we're supposed to chant. If not on the lips, within our heart we should be calling out to Krishna and Radharani for pure devotional service. Begging, begging, begging. My dear Mother Radharani, my dear Krishna, please bless me now, that I'll become completely free from all this laziness, craziness, lust, anger, greed, madness, all of this insanity that has kept me entangled here for millions and millions of births, trying to imitate you, thinking I'm the Lord of all I survey. Please, my dear Lord, please kick it out, kick it out, kick it out of me, please. Let my only desire now be to please you and my beloved spiritual master. Nothing else. Please, Krishna, please bless me. So this mood of prayer is a very important thing. We should always be in this prayerful mood, even while we're doing our normal activities. Not just washing the pot, but washing the heart while we wash the pot. Always washing the heart, that mood, always there. Not just bathing our body when we get up in the morning. She's bathing our intellect, bathing our mind. Always purifying, purifying, bathing, begging for the mercy, begging for the mercy, begging for the mercy. Because it's possible that day can come. Premanjana charita bhakti valochanena santaksadaiva hridayeshu valokayanti yang shama shundaram achintaganas govindam adi purusham tamaham bhajami. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who was Shama Sundar Krishna himself, with inconceivable, innumerable attributes, whom the pure devotees see in their heart of hearts, with the eye of devotion tinged with the salve of love. That salve of love, it's called in Sanskrit Prem Anjana. It's interesting, I looked it up in the unabridged dictionary. There's an English word, unguent. We normally use ointment. There's a word unguent. It's a rare word, but you can see how it's connected with the Sanskrit word anjana, unguent. So we are meant to anoint our eyes with that salve of love of God. Well, where do you get it? Where's the pharmacy that sells it? It's interesting. What was Prabhupada's business before he became spiritual master? He was a pharmacist. Wow. Actually, Prabhupada is still a pharmacist. But he gave up all those other medicines. Now, he started a pharmacy, instead of Prayag Pharmacy, he started a new pharmacy called ISKCON. This is a pharmacy, but there's only one drug here. It's Premanjana. You see? You've come to the ISKCON pharmacy now to anoint our eyes with love of God. So how do you apply this ointment of Premanjana? What's the method for applying the ointment? Do you open your eyes and squeeze it out of a little tube? Is that how you put your Premanjana? This is a very mystical medicine. You put it in your ears. Can you imagine an eye medicine you put in your ears? That's what Prabhupada gave us. It's an eye medicine that goes in the ears. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. The more you chant and the more you give up offenses, which we have many, of course, at this point in our neophyte stage. But the more you chant and the more you give up offenses, the eyes become purified more and more until finally you can actually see Krishna before you. Finally you will see Krishna directly. Sham Sundar will be visible to you, you see, when the heart becomes completely purified. You see. So I know I'm pretty contaminated. I just see the material world out there. I know I'm very contaminated right now. So anyway, we have a few minutes left. Maybe there's some questions. And I don't know if it's practical, but I have a hearing loss. And this is a little mic that goes straight into my hearing aid. Maybe we can pass my little mic around. Anybody has a question? If you have a question, take my little microphone and go right into my hearing aid. Any questions? Any challenges? Any corrections? If not, okay, here we go. Give him the mic. The first word you said? Oh, deserve. Oh, yeah. Prabhupada told the Gopi Baba people, first deserve and then desire. In other words, When you actually become a completely pure devotee, absolutely pure, Uttam Adhikari, absolutely pure, fully realized on the level of like Prabhupada and the Acharyas, then you will naturally desire to serve Krishna in a certain way. As a gopi, a gopa, a flute, that will naturally come. That desire to serve Krishna, particular rasa, comes when you achieve the bhava stage, actually. It comes, but we're not there yet. Right now we're battling it out, trying to get through anartha nivritti, get rid of all the dirt. But when you reach the bhava stage, you naturally are inclined to serve Krishna in a certain way. And you enter into the devotee who's in that mood, and Krishna's Nitya Leela will actually train you how to be a gopi, how to be a gopa, how to be a cow, how to be a peacock, or whatever. But don't jump to it prematurely. There was a famous pastime here in the Long Building in the old days. Some brahmachari was going as woo, woo, woo. I said, what are you doing? I'm practicing my rasa. I'm a peacock. Some Babaji told me I'm a peacock in Krishna Leela. Not like that. Not like that. If somebody tells you what your rasa is, get away as fast as you can. Get out of there as fast as you can. Well, you are this such you are such and such gopi. Actually, that happened. We met one girl she had gone to Radhakunda. She was having illicit sex with her boyfriend at Radhakunda, if you can imagine. The next day, she met one sannyasi. Maybe I shouldn't give his name. Not ISKCON. And his initials are NM. And he told her who she was in Krishna's Leela, what gopi she was in Krishna's Leela. She's meditating on being such and such a gopi, having illicit sex, all rolled into one crazy madness. So we don't care what we are in Krishna's pastimes. That's not our business right now. Our business is to become pure devotees and make this world Krishna conscious. You see, that's our business. Yes, back here. It's not okay. It's not working. Maybe I don't know what's happening. Yeah, let's try. We'll try the mic.
Okay. Thank you for your nice class and explanation about cultivate pure devotion. As you said that we should always focus, cultivate pure devotion.
Nanda, come here and tell me. You tell me in my ear what he's saying. Come here and tell me. I'm going to have my disciple help me because my hearing is pretty shot. Okay. What's he saying?
So, should I start it again?
Just take it now, piece by piece, and I'll have him repeat it for me. Yeah.
Thank you for a nice class. And if you ask to focus more, cultivate pure devotional service.
Okay, thank you. I got that part of it. Yeah.
So in ISKCON, we practicing devotional service. We have always keep our faith that Srila Prabhupada has a key for back door.
Okay, let me get that.
While we are practicing in ISKCON, we need to keep eye that Srila Prabhupada is key to our back door. Srila Prabhupada is the key to back door.
So
certainly, yes.
So in that case, we not focus. We just chant some or other. Finish 16 round.
So that means we are not focused, and we just do our round somehow or other. We just finish round.
No. You should be begging for pure devotional service.
Okay, I didn't finish. So then this we keep. Okay, we'll go back to Godhead as long as we in ISKCON. We remain in ISKCON. We'll go back to Godhead.
It may take many lifetimes. If your heart is not pure, if you have any material desires, you will take birth again. You may take birth again in ISKCON, but you have to become completely free of all material desires. You're going to go back to Krishna. Nothing to purchase except Krishna. Prabhupada said, that is Krishna consciousness. If you have some material desire, you'll take birth again, Prabhu. Krishna gives you what you want. If you have any material desire, he'll have you take birth again to get it fulfilled. You have to kick out all material desires. You want to go back to God. Next. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for the class. You were telling that all we need is pure devotional service.
Thank you very much for a very great session. You said all we need is pure devotional service.
So we understand it theoretically that yes, we need.
Now we have to make it practical.
So like
that means that every minute you have to keep bring your mind back. I have no business except to please Krishna and Guru for all of eternity. That's my only business. You got to keep bringing it back. The mind keeps going away to sense gratification, subtle and gross. You got to keep bringing. You have to be very, very observant of your own mind and keep bringing it back to Krishna.
Like when we are in staying in temple, we have other services. Like suppose we are building this new temple. So
what is it?
So now we are staying. He is a brahmachari, so now he is staying in the temple. He has many other services like building a temple.
So then getting the fund collection, etc. How that is also like we can see it as pure devotional service.
So getting the funds to build the temple, how we can see this as a pure devotional service?
Everything we're doing is for pleasing Guru, Krishna, Prabhupada. You can do, I mean, there's no limit to what you can, the things that can be done. It's all for the point of there's two things. Purifying our own hearts and purifying the world. We have two businesses. Bahirnasinga, Hridayanasinga. You purify your own heart and you engage in giving Krishna to others. Prabhupada said that the most important thing is to save the world, and even more important is to save yourself. So we have two businesses, save the world and save yourself. Your duty is to save the world and save yourself. Everything you're doing should be for those two things. If they're not, forget it. You're wasting your time. And actually working to save the world is the best way we can save ourselves, because the more you give Krishna, the more you get Krishna.
So, practically like how much we should give for oneself and give for others then? How to decide?
So in practical terms, how much time we should give for ourselves?
Yeah. Here's the practical thing. From 4 a.m. till 9, you save yourself. From 9 to 5, save the world. From 5 to 9, save yourself. It's a sandwich program. Actually, you should be so intense that even in your sleep, you're cultivating Krishna consciousness in your sleep. I'm not there yet, but we should come to the level where even in our sleep we're cultivating Krishna bhakti. It's an advanced stage. All right.
Can you tell us the relationship between prema and pure devotional service?
It's one and the same.
Does that mean only a pure devotee can attain the spiritual ecstasy?
No. Even a neophyte gets some ecstasy, otherwise how are we here? But right now the ecstasy is mixed with a certain degree of material suffering, you see. So the more you become pure, the more you become ecstatic. Actually, if one takes this process properly, that means every day you become more purified and more ecstatic. Every day is better than the best day of your whole life if you're practicing this process properly. Every day will be the best day in your whole life, and tomorrow will even be better. If you're seriously cultivating pure bhakti, the ecstasy will keep growing and growing and growing. And even when you achieve pure devotional service, prema bhakti, it still keeps growing and growing and growing and growing. It's an ever-increasing ocean of transcendental bliss. Rupa Goswami says, I do not know how much nectar these two syllables, Krishna, have produced. Because when I vibrate Krishna, there's so much nectar coming out What my one little mouth can hold, I need millions of mouths to hold that nectar. And when those vibrations, Krishna, enter the holes of my ears, oh, there's so much nectar coming in. I need billions of ears to capture that nectar, trillions of ears. And when Krishna dances in the courtyard of my heart, I'm stunned. I'm totally captivated in a state of transcendental wonder. You see? So we just have to learn how to actually relish the holy name. Right now, when can I get my rounds done? It isn't this. We have to learn how to relish the holy name. Is every syllable has unlimited oceans of nectar. We have to come to that stage. We're not there yet. We have to keep working on it, working on it, working on it, sadhana bhakti, so we can come to that prema bhakti stage. We got 2 minutes left, maybe one more question.
Prabhuji, thank you so much for the wonderful class. This is in context of Bhagavad Gita, 10th chapter, 11th text. Krishna says,
Thank you very much for a nice class. This is in relation to the Bhagavad Gita, 10th chapter, verse 11.
10, 11, okay.
Tesham evanakam partam aham ajnanajam tamaha nasayami atma bhavasto jnana deepena bhashvata. So the offenses, anarthas, impurities, etc., etc., it is still there in our heart. So Krishna takes that responsibility to remove it. So how?
Let me catch up.
So there are many anarthas still within our heart, and Krishna takes the responsibility to remove them.
When you give yourself in the service of Guru and Krishna, Krishna is there to help you. Krishna wants you to be a pure devotee more than we want to be pure devotees. Krishna wants us to come to the level of pure devotional service. So when you take one step towards Krishna, he takes 10 steps towards you.
Agree. So the question is, so Krishna is even though willing 1,000 steps to take towards us.
Krishna is what?
So the question is, even though Krishna is willing to take 1,000 steps towards bringing us back,
but still what is stopping us? Is that the anarthas or the false ego, or still we want to remain in the material life, or what it is?
Aren't we stupid? We're so damn stupid. I can't imagine how stupid we are. We're embracing Maya still. Krishna, help us. Please save us. Please save us.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, our time's up. We got about maybe months. So we'll stop here, and we thank you all very much. Take this process very seriously. Make yourselves perfect, and let's make a revolution to make the whole planet Krishna conscious as soon as possible. Ki Jai. Thank you. Didn't help much. The best thing is I was a disciple telling me it's the best thing. Yeah.